This is the University of Leeds. With over 32,000 students, it is one of the country's largest and most successful universities. The university is also a big employer in the region, employing over 7,000 staff. In fact, it is the third biggest employer in Leeds, only being beaten by the NHS and Leeds City Council.
Hello, I'm Monique Hollinshead and I teach here in the School of Performance and Cultural Industries, and the other part of my life is spent freelancing, and I make costumes for theatre and television. Commercially bought patterns, the kind of thing that Simplicity make, are fine for making fashion clothes, but for making theatre or television costume, they're not suitable for two reasons. Number one, the styles are just at that moment fashionable, and you might not be making something fashionable. And number two, they're made to standard sizes, albeit you can chop off the 16 to get to a 12. You very often find that most people are not a standard size, so you have to draft a pattern for their individual measurements. Here's an example of a lady's trouser draft. It's drafted for an individual measurements of a particular person, and what you find when you're using the set of instructions to make a draft is that you are using fractions quite a lot. So the use of fractions comes in because, for a start off, when you're making a pattern, you're only drafting half the body, because that is just laid twice on fabric that's folded twice. So you need half measurements, half waist, half hip, that sort of thing. But then when you're drafting the front of the trouser or the back, you go into quarters, so you might need quarter the waist, quarter the hip. Also, you might be distributing darts. Darts is a way of controlling fullness by folding the fabric into a point. And they generally have one on the front of a trouser and two on the back. So then you could go into quarters, plus or minus various measurements, or eighths, or sixteenths even, depending on the number of darts you want to use.